Hello everyone. Last time I showed you how to associate dimensions to objects and how to, basically you can set it up so that no matter how you manipulate an object, it's associated to its point. But what if at some point in time you decide that you want to break the association, or if somebody deletes an object and breaks the association for you? How would I go around to reassociating that dimension? So I'm just going to draw a new line in here. And now I'm going to come back to my annotate tool and I'm going to find my reassociate dimension. And you notice that I can't reassociate the dimension because the objects that it was previously dimensioning to are no longer there. So what I'm going to have to do is select this dimension, highlight the endpoint, and then pick where I want it to be associated to. So I'm going to pick the intersection of these two lines and then the endpoint of that line. And when the dimension is fully associated again, that's when the symbology of those lines are no longer dashed. That can happen sometimes if a reference file goes missing, or things like that can happen. So you can always reassociate those dimensions, especially if they aren't, if you didn't break them, or the if the objects are all they're still there, but the dimensions was a reference file. You can always use the reassociate dimension to have it go back and pick the same lines, and then the symbology will change back. Then there are also times that you might want to disassociate that dimension. So how would I break it if I wanted to break this free of that endpoint of that line? What I could come to and not have it change symbology. What I can do is come back in here to home, and if I come over to my tools over here, one of these is going to be drop association. So underneath this drop element tool, there's also a drop association, and I can drop the association on this dimension. Then if I were to come back and delete this line, it's gone. If I hit Control Z, it's back. Now what if I want to reassociate it? I don't know if that would work. Let's give that a try. And if I say reassociate dimension and select this, reassociation failed. So I think that only works if the uh, if if there were dimensions that were like missing reference files, and then when you reattach the reference file, it shows back up. So you got to be a little bit careful on how you handle those. Typically, what you'd want to do is always have them associative. I wonder if I can create a new association by snapping to the endpoints of those lines. And let's see. So that was that one was that one, and this one is the intersection of those two lines. Now, is it really reassociated? Yes, it is. So whenever you take these lines and you snap the endpoint of a dimension, or the handle of the dimension to a handle of another object, then the association is reestablished. So that's a quick way to be able to reassociate those things when the association gets broken.